Okay, so now that we've um, uh, translated our problem into symbols, we've used our prior knowledge to come up with equations to link the variables together, and we've taken derivatives of the equations that we came up with. Now we can solve for what we need to find. And remember, this is what the question was asking us to find. We want to find dH over dt when h equals 5 centimeters. And also we know that dV over dt equals 2 cubic centimeters per minute. So we're going to use these to find what we need. So here's the equation that we ended with at our last step. So we know dV over dt is 2 cubic centimeters per minute. We have pi over 16, and we want to find out what dH over dt is when h is equal to 5 centimeters. So just doing some algebra from this point, 2 cubic centimeters per minute equals um, 25 pi over 16 centimeters squared times dH over dt. And we can multiply both sides of the equation by 16 over 25 pi centimeters squared, 16 over 25 pi centimeters squared. And notice things reduce by design. And basically we have dH over dt equals 32. Oh, and by the way, this reduces as well. So centimeters squared, centimeters cubed, we just have centimeters there. Centimeters per minute. By the way, notice the units match up. Height is measured in centimeters, time is measured in minutes. And then we have 32 over um, 25 pi. And that's our final answer. If you were just curious what this is as a decimal approximation, let me see. Unfortunately, I didn't set this up to do it on the screen, but 32 divided by 25 times pi should be approximately 0.4074. Always include at least 4 decimal places, centimeters per minute. And you should try that on your calculator, because sometimes, especially with the division, sometimes people type things in wrong, and it would be a shame to get the correct answer but not the correct decimal approximation. So, and when you do problems like this in the future, do have the notice that we didn't use any calculators here. So we didn't use any calculators up to this point. I mean, realistically, if you need to help yourself with some of the multiplications and divisions, yeah, use a calculator, that's fine. But notice I didn't change anything to decimals because I didn't want to lose any information, especially with the pi. There's a bunch of decimals there. We don't want to lose that information. So I'm kind of delaying introducing decimals for as long as possible in order to preserve accuracy. So our final answer is when h, at the moment when the height is 5 centimeters, so close to the bottom of the cone, the rate at which the height is changing is about 4/10 of a centimeter per minute. So it's like if you had a speedometer kind of showing you how fast the height is changing as time goes by. That's what it would read at that specific moment in time. So this is a lot of concepts all rolled into one. So what your first goal should be is just, can you follow what we did? Because to ask you to do this on your own from scratch is um, not what we're asking at the moment, because we'll build up to this, in other words. So I know there's a lot, but step one in the learning process is, can you follow these strategies that we went through? And then later on, as we kind of build up practice and experience, then we'll get to the point where you can then apply these different strategies on your own in a new situation. But our first goal is just to make sure that, based on what we went through with all of these steps, are you able to follow what we did? So, okay. Please ask if there are any questions at all.